My name is Lisa. I'm a stay-at-home mom living with my husband, Mitsuo, and our adorable daughter, Madison. Madison is full of energy and always seems to have a great time playing with Mitsuo. Since Mitsuo loves kids, playing with Madison became his way to unwind and relax. Every day, when Madison comes home from kindergarten.
So guess what? I practiced doing a back hip circle with Kenta and Akko.
What? Isn't that a bit hard for you all right now?
Yeah, I couldn't do it at all. Even the teacher said we should wait until we're in elementary school.
I see. But it's great that you practiced with everyone, Madison.
It'd be so cool if I could spin all the way around, right?
Madison always shares what happened at kindergarten, just like that. Listening to her stories every day made me feel so blessed to witness her growth. However, I have one thing that's been bothering me.
Mitsuo, you're still as good at giving shoulder massages as you were when you were a kid. Oh, by the way, I really want to go on an overseas trip.
An overseas trip, huh? That sounds nice. I'll take you.
What? An overseas trip? After getting married, I realized that Mitsuo is quite the mama's boy. Whenever his mother comes over, he acts like a little kid, completely glued to her. He agreed to the overseas trip, but after she left, he made it clear that he couldn't cover the costs. A few months later, I withdrew some savings from before I got married to cover Madison's extracurricular activities, and…
Lisa, where did that money come from?
What do you mean? It's from the savings I've had since before we got married.
Oh, really? Then why don't we use that money to take my mom on her overseas trip?
What are you talking about? I took it out for Madison's extracurricular activities. As soon as Mitsuo saw the envelope filled with money, he insisted that we use it for his mother. But when I refused, explaining it was for Madison.
You're wrong as a parent for spending such a huge amount on Madison.
What? Madison is our precious daughter. It's only natural to spend money on things she needs as her parents.
Think about the priorities. Who came first, Madison or my mom?
Of course, your mother was born first, but Madison is only 4 years old.
Exactly, so shouldn't we spend the money on my mom, the eldest?
It doesn't matter who's older or younger. Madison is still growing, and I want to give her as many opportunities as possible.
She can figure that out when she's an adult. She doesn't need it now.
So what you're saying is, you'd rather prioritize your mother over Madison?
Of course. I've always hated that about you, Lisa, your defiant attitude. And that's why I prepared this to fix you.
With that, Mitsuo shoved a signed divorce paper in my face. He slammed it onto the living room table and stormed out of the house. Feeling exhausted, I decided to talk to someone about it. A week later, after finishing my shopping and returning home. Phew, I bought so much that my bags are heavy. Wait, it's gone. Why? How? The 5 million yen from my savings is gone. I'm sure I kept it in the safe. Why?
If you're talking about that 5 million, I used it to help out my mom.
What? You gave it to your mother. Mitsuo, I told you that money was for Madison.
And I told you that it should be used for my mom instead of Madison, didn't I? Did you seriously think I was joking when I said that?
No, I didn't think that, but, still, that 5 million yen was mine.
Exactly, but since we're married, my mom is your mom now too, right? So, isn't this just good old-fashioned filial piety?
That doesn't make it okay. You can't just use it without asking.
I didn't just take it. We talked about this last time, didn't we? Don't pretend you don't remember.
I remember, but still, breaking open the safe and taking the money. Even as a married couple, that's crossing a line.
Oh, shut up. Who do you think you are to complain to me?
It's not about complaining. It's more like…
Shut up already. If you say one more word of complaint, I'll file that divorce paper I gave you.
Can't you just listen to me for once?
This is happening because you don't listen to me. Do you understand? And mark my words, this time I'll really file that divorce paper.
It's good to value one's parents, but Mitsuo was being far too selfish. With him going on about his mother and the divorce, I decided it was time to make him face reality. Hey, Mitsuo, you've been ranting and raving this whole time. But I already submitted that divorce paper to the city office.
Huh? Submitted? What are you talking about?
Like I said, I submitted it, just like you wanted.
What do you mean? Why did you go and submit it without asking?
Why? Because you were the one who threw the divorce paper at me while shouting.
That was just to get you to change your attitude.
Well, I had no intention of changing, so I went ahead and submitted it.
Don't be ridiculous. You're my wife. How could you not prioritize my mother?
I never said I wouldn't care for her. What I can't accept is the idea that your mother should be prioritized over Madison.
Parents are supposed to be cared for. So I'm not in the wrong.
Right, and you can keep thinking that. We got divorced because we had different values. That's all there is to it.
What? That's insane. What you're saying doesn't make any sense. This divorce is invalid. I won't accept anything you say.
It seems you're having trouble understanding, so let me explain it to you.
While I was talking to Mitsuo, someone suddenly appeared. Mitsuo, startled by the unexpected visitor.
Who the hell are you? Barging in like this? What's your deal?
This is Noah, my childhood friend. I asked him to come over.
Asked him. Hey, what's this all about? I don't care what Lisa told you, this has nothing to do with you, so stay out of it.
Sorry, but it actually does have something to do with me. When Lisa consulted me about you, I was the one who advised her to get a divorce.
What? You're the one who's been filling her head with nonsense. Anyway, this divorce is invalid. I didn't even know anything about the divorce paper being submitted to the city office.
Mitsuo, you were the one who first brought up divorce. And you were the one who signed the divorce paper, weren't you?
That's because.
You said you'd divorce me if I didn't change my attitude, or did you forget?
So let me ask you, if Lisa hadn't changed her attitude and continued living the same way, what were you planning to do then?
Obviously, I'd keep reminding her until she changed.
And if she still didn't change her attitude or mindset at all?
Then it's divorce. I'd cut ties with anyone who doesn't respect my mother.
Exactly. This time, Lisa decided that she didn't need to change, so she submitted the divorce paper. It's as simple as that.
Noah's right. You were the one who prepared the divorce paper, even though I wasn't at fault.
That divorce paper, it was forged by Lisa.
What? Why would I do that? You were the one who signed it and left it on the table. I just took it to the city office. I didn't forge anything. Mitsuo was shocked and panicked when he realized I had really submitted the divorce papers. He truly believed that he was in the right, which only made him more surprised that I had actually gone through with it.
That divorce paper was something I signed a while ago. My thinking has changed since then.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Even if it has changed, what difference does it make? Besides, you gave me that divorce paper just a week ago.
Oh, could it be that you're lying now? If that's the case, then trying to deceive Lisa is a whole new issue we'd have to deal with.
Ugh, this is so annoying. I don't need you anymore, Lisa, so just get out.
So you're accepting the divorce, right?
That's what I said. I told you to leave, so just go.
Sorry to disappoint you, but you're the one who will be leaving.
What are you talking about? This is Mitsuo's house, isn't it?
Oh, hello, mother-in-law.
Mom, you came so quickly after I called you.
Of course, Mitsuo's in trouble, so I came right away.
Perfect timing. Why don't you both listen to what Noah, the lawyer, has to say?
Wait, did you just say, lawyer?
A lawyer? Why didn't anyone tell me a lawyer was here?
Sorry about that. Yes, I'm a lawyer. When Lisa consulted me, we discussed the real estate mortgage loan situation.
What? That money, it didn't come to me at all.
If you go through a bank, you'll have to pay interest, right? So I suggested using my savings instead, and we discussed it back then.
I thought it was a good idea, so I agreed. That's why the loan was made to Lisa personally. That's why you didn't receive anything.
Then there's no problem at all, right? Isn't that right?
Yes, no problem at all. As long as it gets paid back properly, of course.
After hearing what Noah said, Mitsuo and his mother.
You've been talking so calmly this whole time, but this is between a husband and wife. There's no need for repayment, right?
Exactly. So there's no reason to repay that money, right?
Mother-in-law, you joined the conversation halfway, so you might not know. Did Mitsuo tell you that we're already divorced?
He mentioned it, but he also said you forged the divorce papers. So it doesn't count, right? That would make it invalid, wouldn't it?
Mitsuo, did you really tell your mother that nonsense?
It's not nonsense. That paper might as well have been something you prepared without my consent.
Now, that's quite a baseless accusation. Ma'am, Mitsuo is the one who prepared the divorce papers himself. He even signed and stamped them before handing them over to Lisa.
Is that so? But even if that's the case as a married couple, shouldn't Lisa have understood what Mitsuo truly meant?
If we're going by that logic, then Mitsuo should have understood that once he handed over a signed divorce paper, he couldn't control when I might submit it.
But I was trying to make you change your attitude.
How many times are you going to say the same thing?
Exactly. All you keep saying is that Lisa should change her attitude. But it's you who needs to change. If you prioritize your mother over Madison, isn't this situation actually perfect for you? Thanks to Lisa submitting the divorce papers, you can now spend every single day, 365 days a year, with the mother you love so much.
My goodness. How dare you? Lawyer or not, how can you speak to us like that?
I'm speaking this way because Mitsuo is the problem, which is why a lawyer like me had to get involved in the first place.
Mitsuo was completely attached to his mother, and she blindly believed in him as well. Neither of them seemed to fully understand the situation, and Noah ended up scolding them both.
If there were no problems, I wouldn't even be here. And Lisa wouldn't have submitted the divorce papers to the city office in the first place. As a parent, you should be able to figure that out yourself.
Oh my, but don't you think it's a bit trash for Lisa to just submit the papers like that after getting them from her husband?
Exactly, Mom. You're the only one who truly understands how I feel.
Unbelievable. You act like you care about others, but it's always about you. For me, Madison comes first, and there's no way I'd ever put her second. But Mitsuo, you did that without a second thought. After you showed me those divorce papers, of course I gladly submitted them.
You should really stop thinking you're always in the right. This is the result. Anyway, the divorce has already been finalized, so it's over. Oh, and about the money we talked about earlier. You and Lisa aren't married anymore, so you need to pay it back.
Why? Even if the divorce is finalized, it hasn't been that long, so it's like we're still married. There's no need to repay it, right?
Exactly. It's not like you just stop being married right away.
What a ridiculous thing to say. You're having a hard time accepting the divorce, huh? I don't know if it's about not wanting to return the money, but legally, we're already complete strangers. And of course, I already consider you my ex-husband.
Exactly. Just so you know, if you keep trying to dodge this, the house will be seized. Make sure you understand that.
Upon realizing that the house would be seized if the debt wasn't repaid, Mitsuo and his mother.
Wait a minute. This house, it's really going to be seized.
Yes, that's right. So if you want to keep living here, you better take care of what needs to be done.
Oh Lisa, this is so unfair to Mitsuo. Isn't there something we can do?
There's only one way, and Noah already explained it.
But if the house is seized, I'll have nowhere to live. That's a real problem. Please, do something so it doesn't come to that.
If only you cared about Madison the same way you care about your mother. But you didn't. There's no point in staying married to someone like that. This is all your own doing, so instead of whining, figure it out yourself.
Lisa's right. Fix your attitude, especially after you prioritize the wrong things.
Come on. You don't have to be so harsh. Hey, Lisa, please. Let's go to the city office and cancel the divorce.
What? Do you really think you can just cancel a divorce that easily? And I have no intention of getting back together with you.
Please, don't say that. From now on, I'll put Madison first.
Ugh. Like I'd believe that.
Lisa, please. Mitsuo is saying he'll change, so forgive him.
It's pathetic how you only humble yourselves when things get tough.
I don't care if it's pathetic or not. Lisa can have her way. I just want things to go back to normal.
Well, since we're already divorced, I don't have to listen to you or your mother anymore.
That's not what I meant.
If you didn't want things to end this way, you shouldn't have shown her the divorce papers in the first place.
I'm sorry. I've learned my lesson.
Well, you can reflect on it alone. I'm done with this. Even though Mitsuo and his mother begged and pleaded, they only said things that were convenient for them. Realizing there was no point in continuing the conversation, Noah swiftly threw them out of the house. The divorce papers I submitted were officially accepted, and our divorce was finalized. Mitsuo ended up moving in with his mother, but as soon as they started living together every day, they began to argue constantly. Mitsuo, who had been such a mama's boy, slowly started to realize that his prioritization of his mother was what led to the divorce. Over time, he began to think that it was his mother's fault that the marriage ended. On the other hand, his mother got tired of Mitsuo's constant complaints and started complaining back at him. As a result, they fought endlessly, and even at home, they couldn't find peace. Having lost both his family and home, and even the once strong bond with his mother, Mitsuo now lives in a rather lively, though chaotic, household. As for me and Madison.
Wow, so you and Uncle Noah have been friends ever since you were my age? That's amazing.
Yeah. We were even born in the same hospital, and our families lived right next door to each other.
No way. So, Grandma and Grandpa were good friends too?
Yep. When Noah and I were in high school, the four of them even went on a trip together. That's how close we all were.
While our parents went on a hot spring trip, Lisa and I stayed home eating instant noodles. Those were the days.
That's so cool, but it's even better that you stayed friends as adults. That's really special.
Noah and I continued to have a good relationship as childhood friends. Madison had taken quite a liking to Noah and always seemed so happy whenever he came over to visit. Noah, in turn, found Madison adorable and would chat and play with her often. Even though I chose the path of raising Madison on my own after the divorce, seeing her smile every day still brought me joy, just as it always had. There may be challenges ahead, but I am who I am, and as a mother, I'm determined to do everything I can to protect Madison's precious smile for as long as I can. If you enjoyed this video, we'd be thrilled if you subscribed to our channel. Subscribing means you'll receive notifications for new videos, keeping you in the loop with all our latest content. Your support is vital to our growth. Let's enjoy and grow together.